Welcome to the April 8th, 2021 meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. The meeting will now come to order. May we have a roll call, Madam Secretary?
Mr. Gonzalez?
President.
Mr. Robinson?
Here.
Here.
Here?
Ms. Hines?
Here.
Roby?
Here.
Mr. Harrison?
Here.
Okay, everybody's here. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Any additions or corrections? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Robinson, second. Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Let's see, anybody need to disclose any ex parte? All right, do we have any announcements, Madam Secretary?
Yes, ma'am. Page number 2, case number 1, 4-21-93, 2423 South Peninsula Drive is in compliance as of 4/5/21.
Okay,
In compliance of what now?
4-5. Okay,
April 5th. Page number 4, case number 6. CEB 02-2170.
wait a minute, that's
Wait.
Oh,
page 4, case
Oh,
6
sorry.
is 042190.
04-2196.
Okay.
Can we
Sorry.
start over again? You lost me there.
Okay, page 4, case 6.
Case number 6, CEB 4-2196 at 133 Maplewood Drive. This one actually was going to be withdrawn by Miss Sarah.
Okay,
Withdrawn, not in compliance.
Right.
yeah, case 6.
Page 6.
Okay,
Page 13, case number 34, CEB 02-21-70, 133 Fairview Avenue is in compliance, April 7th, 2021.
Page 16, page number.
13. Case 34.
okay. Page 13, case 34, in compliance, okay? 4-7.
Page 15, case number 41, CEB 02-21-39, 836 Malley, is in compliance, April 8th, 2021. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay,
That's it.
all right, thank you. All right. Would the code officers please stand up and be sworn in?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Thank you. Here's our procedure, everyone. We'll be calling cases by number and for the most part in orders. They're listed on the agenda. If there are any attorneys present that need to get to court, we'll hear those cases first, or any police officers that need to testify and get back to work, we'll hear those cases too. When your case is called, please come forward and be sworn in. State your name and address for the record. If you're not the owner of the property, please state your relationship to the owner. Our proceedings are recorded, so please speak into the mic. The board hears from the code officers first, and you'll be given the opportunity to respond. Please direct all your responses to the board. Witnesses may also testify following the same procedures. Okay, well, first thing is that we're going to take case number 38, which is an old case. We're going to hear that first. due to the respondents has some issues. So we're going to hear those first. Hear that case first. And that is on page 14, case 38, CEB 04-20-84, Larry Sanders. Is he here?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on its way.
Okay, ask me to do it. Well, okay. Guess we'll wait another minute. Should we go on? All right. Well, let's go on. I don't know what's going on with that case. Captain Lee will probably come back and tell us. Let's go back to the beginning and their new, oh, wait a minute. 38 is coming. Good morning, sir.
Morning, man. Morning, boy.
Go ahead, Swearman.
State your name for the record, please.
Larry Sanders, man.
Ms. Saunders. Is he going to testify too?
Uh,
No. All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Sarah Kirk, Inspector with the city. Credentials are on file. Since the last hearing, I have had contact with Mr. Sanders. He is on the city's Housing Assistance Program for owner-occupied rehabilitation. I spoke with Ms. Tolliver, and she stated that the city's program is on pause due to COVID-19. He was put on the list August 10th of 21. This-
of 20?
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you, of 20. The staff is requesting to amend to the July cutoff to see if we have some progress at that time.
Let me see these pictures.
Ma'am?
I just want to look at the pictures.
Oh.
So does that still look like that?
No, no, look like that.
No? Okay, good.
Look like that.
That's current.
That's current. So that's what it looks like now? Well,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
good. That's a big improvement,
That
huh?
part, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. But I mean, if there are no objections from the board, it's okay with me. If you're waiting, when are they going to get this assistance going again? Do we know?
She didn't give me a timetable. She just said it's currently on pause.
So there's nothing dangerous going on or?
No, he's done quite a bit of work on his own. There's still a lot of work to be done, but
Go ahead.
Did she say any projections of when, or is he is on the list, right?
she said it could be several months before assistance is given by the city.
No, I don't, you know,
We confirmed he's on the list though, right?
Yes, definitely.
okay. Is that all right?
I'm looking that we get extended to the next cutoff to get report, just to report, see how it's coming.
All right, there's a motion on the floor to amend the previous order of noncompliance.
Can I just comment on that?
Yeah,
I'm perfectly okay with that if that's what you guys would like. Obviously, it's your decision to make. Our intention on asking for a further cutoff is because we knew that there were delays that were beyond this person's control, and we were just trying to save it from having to be on your agenda repeatedly. That's really the only reason why we've asked. We're monitoring this case as well, but it's up to you. If you want us to come back for a progress report, whether it be next month, the month after, whenever, we'll be glad to do that.
But the recommendation is July.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the July cutoff date? Do we know?
July cutoff date is.
6:30.
6:30.
I'm willing to, accept an
Well,
amendment.
will you want to withdraw your motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Withdraw it.
Okay, so, Mr. Gonzalez is making motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until June 30th to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there a second? Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed.
I have
Okay, well, hopefully things will start moving for you so you can get that fixed, Mr. Sanders.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
I have a question.
in general.
It's a general question
Yeah.
about, do we have a list of completed projects under this program? Because I don't know of any.
I do not know the answer to that. I already just had a sidebar with Denzel Sykes, and we plan on following up with the folks running the program, try to get some of those answers and express some of the concerns that we're running into in this
It
process.
seems we're getting a lot of these now, and I never hear about any of them being completed.
Yeah, this incident, or this property is in a different program than the other ones you'll hear about or have heard about before. This is a city program which allows us to actually have an interaction with somebody who's in that's running or managing the program and confirm that they are in and what the status that they're at.
Yeah.
This person is just literally waiting for us to restart the program so that we can get the work done and stuff like that. There's some hurdles with that program. We'll try to identify those and answer that question for you and bring that information back to you.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Sanders, you're all done. We'll see
Okay.
you back at
Thank
the
you,
end
ma'am.
of June, okay, or the beginning of July. Thank you. All right, let's go back to the beginning. We're going to hear our new cases first. And for everyone that has a new case, we are the only action we're taking, so I don't have to say this every case if you can hear me down there, is that you're either in compliance or you're not in compliance. If you're not in compliance, we'll figure out when we'd like you to come into compliance. And that's all we're doing with all of the new cases. All right, so case number 1 is in compliance as of 4/5. Case number 2, CEB 0421-94, Theo Cox. Is Mr. Cox here?
No.
Okay. All right. Good morning.
Morning, folks. Morning, board. I'm sorry. My name is Inspector Jean-Baptiste, City of Daytona, credentials on file. As mentioned, the owner is Theo Cox. On March 10th, 2020, the police department served a warrant on this property, and code enforcement was also called out. And as such, a case was opened for damaged roof, rotten fascia board, dilapidated carport roof, broken windows, etc., as you can see in the pictures there. Notice of violation was generated and sent out certified mail. It was delivered on March 13th, 2020, with a compliance date for April 10th, 2020. Re-inspection by the inspector at the time was done on April 28th, 2020, with no compliance. My re-inspection on February 23rd, 2021, also found the facility to be not in compliance. I posted the property as well as City Hall on March 26, 2021. I have had no contact with the owner, and facility appears to be unoccupied. So at this time, we're requesting a finding of non-compliance until the next cutoff as well. Compliance by the next cutoff.
Okay.
I move to find this property in noncompliance.
Okay, Mr. Harrington has made a motion to find respondent non-compliance and respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 5/5, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there a second? Second, Mr. Robinson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Case number 3, CEB, Mr. Quig's cases. CEB 04-21-103, Donald Taylor. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi, Donald Taylor Jr.
Raise your right hand.
Can you raise your right hand, sir? Your right hand? And you can adjust that microphone up if it's better for you.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
The other person speaking?
Is the other lady going to speak too? Are you
That's my
testifying?
wife, Becky.
I'm Rebecca Taylor. I'm his wife.
Raise your right
Okay.
hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Klieg.
Good morning, Officer Clegg. My credentials are on file. This is a field-generated case, first notified on April 30th of 2020. Compliance date was supposed to be May 10th of 2020. It was cited for no permits for renovation, interior and exterior work. I have contact with the homeowner here numerous times, and the last one on March 29th, permits in place, and we're just waiting for the final. So staff's recommending non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay, so they do have the permits. Good, that's good. Just tell us in a couple words what you need to tell us, because it's not in compliance yet, but we're hoping because you got the permits, you can get into compliance by next month.
What happened during the COVID, the city hall was closed. I went down, got a permit, had it all engineered. I came down with cancer. I apologize.
Oh.
And then the permit ran out. The job is completed, and I just talked to the inspector this morning. He's going to finalize it today, so
Good.
it's finished.
Wonderful. So maybe you won't have to come back next month.
God bless.
If, you talk to Mr. Klieg and let him inspect, and we'll be all done.
Thank
But
you.
right now, we're going to find you non-compliance because it's not inspected yet, okay? Anyone want to make that motion?
So moved.
Okay, Ms. Himes made a motion to find respondent non-compliance, so respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 5/5, and return to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, so hopefully we won't see you next month,
Thank you.
because it'll all be done. Thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, case number 4, CEB 04211114. Robert Steiner. Mr. Steiner here?
Yep.
He'll be here. Okay, Mr. Butler, this is your case.
Can you state
Good
your name for the
morning.
record, please? State your name for the record, please.
Oh, Robert Steiner.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from Mr. Butler first, and then we'll hear from you.
Good morning. Inspector Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. As pertains to 1166 Coquina Bluff, this was received a citizen complaint regarding a shed installed without a permit. I conducted a site inspection on May 26, 2020, where it was determined there was an unpermitted shed on the property. A notice of violation was generated, and a notice of violation was signed for on June 2nd, 2020. June 16, 2020, the violation was to have been in compliance. The last date of reinspection was April the 5th, 2021. Result of my reinspection was non-compliance. I've had several contacts with the property owner resulting in non-compliance. My request is finding of non-compliance, next cutoff.
Okay. Mr. Steiner, what would you like to tell us? Do you have the permit?
Yes, I do.
Good.
The permit was applied for, it was inspected, and it was signed off on.
When was that?
February 25th.
What is the discrepancy here, Mr. Butler?
The discrepancy is, according to the ordinance or the rule, violation rather, he has 3 detached structures on this property.
Uh-huh.
The garage is a detached structure along with 2 other sheds.
Okay.
Therefore, you're only allowed to have 2. He has 3,
Doesn't
so he
say
has
that
2
here.
permits for 2 of the structures and not the 3rd.
Okay. Do you understand that? You need a permit for the 3rd structure? What does it say on there?
Well, Mr. Roosevelt Butler had told me to get the permit for the shed on the right. So I did obtain it. This was back in December. But as far as three, what did you say, 3 outbuildings or outposts?
Yes, you're only allowed 2, evidently. You
But I-
only have permits for 2.
But I didn't get like a notification, because if that's the case, if you want me to remove the third one, I would be more than obliged to.
Okay.
You know,
So right now, you're not in compliance, and that's all we're here to determine. So however you come into compliance, whether it's getting a permit for the third or whether it's removing the third, I can't tell you how to handle that, but that would be up to you.
but why haven't I received anything in writing about these 3 outbuildings? I just received one notice for the shed.
The way the protocol goes, we write it up as no permit for installed shed,
Right.
okay? And that's the way the notice reads.
Okay.
I've explained to him that on numerous occasions, but he's telling the court today that he does not have a problem removing the third shed, and that's all
Right.
we need to come in compliance.
Okay, that's all you need to do is either remove that shed or go get another permit. Mr. Butler has testified under oath that he has told you this several times. So I can't answer your question other than what I'm hearing is testimony.
Yeah, the simple or the best answer I can give is that the amount of structures that are allowed or accessory structures that are allowed are determined by the permit and licensing department.
That is correct.
It's
Right,
not
and-
something that's listed directly in the code that we as
Right,
code
it's in
enforcement
the-
can
it's in the
cite.
code.
So we cite no permit, and the conversation begins with the permit department, and they decide what is allowable or not allowable based on their parameters.
Does the board have any questions for anybody?
Right, and I understand that.
Okay.
My mother retired from this city after 27 years of service in permit and licensing. So I let her handle the
Okay.
permits. But
Well, you understand, Mr. Butler says that you either need a permit for the third shed, if you can get it, or you need to remove the third shed. That's it. That's all you have to do, and that's the, so today, all we're doing is either finding you in compliance or non-compliance, and you're not, according to testimony and pictures, you are not, and the rules, you are not in compliance. But we will give you till next month to come into compliance. That's all we're here to do right now.
Okay,
Okay.
I could say a lot more, but I
Well,
will,
save it and just do
Yeah.
what you need to do,
yeah.
and then maybe you won't have to come back here next time.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Do I have a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent committed compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, case number 5, CEB 042195, Steve and Sarah Catlett. And this is Ms. Kirk. The respondent is present, okay? Good morning.
Morning.
State your name for the record, please.
Steve Alva Catlett.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from Ms. Kirk, and then we'll let you speak, okay? But we're just here today to see whether you're in compliance or non-compliance. Ms. Kirk?
Okay.
Okay. This is a field-generated case. I opened December 18th of 2019. The case was opened for trash, debris, outside storage, inoperable vehicles, overgrowth, landscaping, including on the fence, onto the sidewalk, damaged fascia and roof. First notification to the owner was January 28th of 2020. I re-inspected the property on March 26th, and there has been progress. I've had no contact from the property owner. I'm requesting a finding of noncompliance with compliance by the next cutoff date.
Okay. All right, so you've done a few things in the past year and 3 months since you were first notified. What have you done to clean up the place?
I had a crew from where I work at Krabby Joe's. They came, they got all the lawn care done, trimmed down some of the trees, got some of the debris out. I still have a shed to take down. I got that covered by my next door neighbors because they do a lot of salvage work. And I'm willing to give them whatever tools are in there, if they could just take down the shed and scrap it. After that, I'm going to start working on the roof. That's going to be a little bit larger detail. And the fence I can do myself, but it is at least 15 years old. The house is 30 years old. We built it through Habitat for Humanity.
You what?
We built the house through Habitat for Humanity. Habitat.
Yeah,
Yeah, we built that 30 years ago.
really?
Yes.
Must have
The
been one of
house
the
next to
first
mine
ones,
too.
huh?
We built both houses at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The house next to me, 546, was my neighbor for 30 years. And we've been living there, but I fell on hard times with the COVID virus. I was laid off for 4 months. And I had to split
So
up.
tell me something. Do you live there?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you live there.
It
This
is
your
owned and we do have it paid off. We paid off the Habitat.
Okay, good.
We had escrow and all that kind of stuff for the insurance, but after we paid the
Great.
house up, I kind of lost the insurance.
Okay.
And
What?
I've been trying to keep up the best I can. I'm
Okay.
62 years old. I'm too early to a retirement. I never filed for unemployment. I never filed for welfare. I
I
never
know,
filed
this
for
has
food
been
stamp.
hard on a lot of people, we understand.
Yeah, I know.
that. So
But this was
today, all
before.
we're here to do is
Right.
find you in compliance or non-compliance.
Yes, we are
We're
trying to
not-
get that done.
But we're not finding anybody under a new case.
Okay.
We're just here to encourage you to keep moving along on
Yes.
this the best you can, okay?
Yes, I have 2 sons that could help out. They're
Good.
helping me out too, financially and physically, because I can only do so much.
Any questions from the board? The chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Hymes made the motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, we can, hope you continue to make progress on this.
Yes, I do. I do
Okay.
plan on doing
Good.
it.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
When's my due date?
What?
To get everything?
They'll notify you that you'll come back next month, and then we'll determine whether it's a fine or we give you extra time depending on where
Okay.
you are in the process.
Okay. Time is all we need, because now.
The next
Okay.
hearing date is May 13th,
May 13th?
unless you come.
Okay. All right. All right, thank you
Okay,
very much.
Thank you. All right. Case number 6, CEB 042196 is in compliance. Case number 7.
I'm sorry, quick
No.
one. I think
Oh, I'm sorry.
Case number 6 was
Not
withdrawn.
compliance, withdrawn. I didn't read my own notes. Withdrawn. Okay. Case number 7, CEB 04-21-97, Janie Rogers. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you state your names for the record, please?
I'm Paramnia Grant and the daughter of Janie Rogers.
Okay, sorry, could you say that again?
My name is Paramnia Grant.
Are you testifying also?
No, I'm just supporting.
My husband, he's,
Raise raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Kirk.
Okay. This is a field-generated case. I opened on May 10th, 2020, field-generated for bare surfaces, peeling paint, dirt, grime, damaged roof, damaged fence, parking in yard. The first notification to the owner was September 28th of 2020. I re-inspected on March 26 and revealed that the violations remain. I have had contact with Ms. Grant and also her brother. Her brother resides at the house. So there has been, her brother works in the contracting business, so he's been attempting to work on the property. I spoke with Ms. Grant last week, and she's stepped up to assist to remedy the violations. The staff is requesting a finding of noncompliance with a compliance date by the next cutoff.
Okay. What would you like to tell us? We're just here to see whether you're in compliance, meaning you finished all the things you need to finish, or you're not. That's it. So this house belonged to your mother?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother lives there. And
He lives there now?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. The problem is that I thought he would be moving a little faster than what he is doing, but no problem. We will be in compliance. Every time I sat out here and heard you say $1,000 a day, I got a little weak in the knees. So,
Up to.
well, yeah,
I
but.
know, but, and we listen to what's going on, and when, it's not in compliance yet,
Right.
but if you have to come back next time because it's still, not in compliance, we'll listen to all the progress that you've made and what's been done.
Okay.
And then we determine from there.
Okay.
Whether, we will issue a fine or whether we will give you more time,
Okay.
depending on how much you get done between now and then, probably, okay?
Okay. I do have I have a
I
plan.
see that a lot of work's been done, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I worked on a plan.
Okay.
Okay, to get this done. I don't know if you need this or not.
No.
Okay.
You just,
Okay.
make as much progress as you can.
That would be beneficial for the inspector if you could give that to her before you leave. That would be helpful.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so give it to Ms. Kirk. She'll
Okay.
take it. All right,
Okay.
does the board have any questions? Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent commit to compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion, Mr. Robinson, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
Thank
providing
you.
a plan. Most people don't do that, and
Yeah.
it helps a lot. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, case number 8, CEB 042198, Lucille Robinson. Ms. Robinson here? Yeah. Good morning.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
Lucia Robinson.
Are you testifying also?
No.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to hear from Ms. Kirk, and then I'll let you tell us what you need to tell us.
This was a field-generated, actually, this was a roll of 6 case that I opened on October 26th of 2019. The case was opened for bare surfaces, rotted wood, damaged roof, missing siding. There were inoperable vehicles and a damaged fence and a crumbling exterior wall. First notification, the owner was November 21st of 2019. I re-inspected the property yesterday. There's been quite a bit of progress. The junk vehicles removed, damaged fence has been removed. The house has been painted. It's almost in compliance, so we are requesting a finding of noncompliance with a compliance date of the next cutoff.
Okay? Looks like you've done some work on there. I like the purple.
Thank you.
What would you like to tell us? Sounds like you're doing stuff, moving along.
What? I can't hardly hear you.
I'm sorry, it sounds like you're doing some of the things that you need to do, making
Yes.
progress. Good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So we're only here today to determine whether you're in compliance, and you're not quite there yet. So that's all we're doing today. And we're hopeful that you'll come into compliance by the next cutoff date, or, you'll have to come back. Okay?
I'll have to come back.
And then we'll make a determination. Who lives there?
I do.
You do?
Mhm.
Okay,
She
all right.
asked, does she have to come back?
Huh?
She asked, does she have to come back?
You have to come back if you finish all the work you need to finish.
Yeah, I did.
Well, then you need to have Ms. Kirk come out. You need to talk to her and have her come out and inspect it so she can put you into compliance. And then you won't have to come back.
There's just one violation. I can speak with you outside and explain to you what the one thing that needs to be done before I can close the case.
Okay, she'll close, she says there's one more thing to do.
Okay.
and that she'll tell you what it is. She'll meet with you outside and tell you what to do. Okay? All
Okay.
right, good.
All right, thank you.
Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent commit to compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration and fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Ms. Himes, second. Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, we are on case number 9, CEB 421-110, Christopher Nelson. Mr. Nelson here? No. Okay.
Hey, good morning, Inspector
Good
Garcia
morning.
with City of Daytona Beach, credentials on file. Notice of violation was issued on March 5th, 2020 for peeling paint, faded exterior surfaces, outside storage. The notice of violation was signed on March 10, 2020 by U.S. Postal Service search. Compliance deadline was April 2nd, 2020. Last day re-inspected was March 11th, 2021. The result in my re-inspection was found in non-compliance, and I have had contact with the owner.
You have?
Yes, I have. He actually is working on it.
Okay.
There are pictures there. He pressure cleaned, and he told me that he should have it done by the next cutoff.
Okay, terrific. All right. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second?
Yes.
Second, Mr. Robinson, all in favor say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Case number 10, CEB 04-21-111, Robert Matuzak. No show. Okay?
Notice of violation was issued on March 18, 2020 for outside storage. The notice of violation was returned unclaimed, and the notice was posted on October 12, 2020. Compliance deadline is October 17, 2020, and the last day re-inspected was on March 24, 2021. Result in my re-inspection was found in non-compliance, and I have had contact with the owner just recently.
Uh-huh.
He's the one that's in the wheelchair, the quadriplegic, and the next case is actually his also. He has both properties side by side.
Is that right down by the river?
Yes,
Is this man bedridden?
yes. And he was going to come, but he said that he had sores and whatnot, and he could not get here today,
Okay.
so. Staff's recommending finding of non-compliance, compliance. He had called me yesterday and stated that he didn't realize the people that he had hired to assist him was having all this stuff outside, and he's trying to get it worked on.
Okay. Well, obviously, he's not in compliance. Guess next month we could get into
I'll make
What's
a
going on?
motion, we accept the city's recommendation.
okay. Mr. Robinson made a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date to be returned to the board for consideration and fine of up to $1,000 a day. Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, how about case 11?
Notice of violation was issued on March 18, 2020 for the outside storage and working without permits. The notice of violation was returned unclaimed, and the notice was posted on October 12, 2020. Compliance deadline was October 23, 2020. The last day I re-inspected was on March 24, 2021. Result of my reinspection was found in non-compliance, and same thing, I've had contact with the owner asking for a finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff. Pictures.
Does anybody live, where does Mr. Matusak live?
He lives in 262.
In the other one?
Yes.
Okay, who
And
lives
he
in
was-
this one?
266 was being rented out. He had him evicted. His sister she had power of attorney. She was trying to get power of attorney. She had partial. And then she wanted the people removed, and he took her off of that. So now he has back power of attorney, but he doesn't have control over what's going on there, as you can see.
I am familiar with this. I don't think I need to recuse myself. I just want to let everybody know that I'm familiar. I've met this man.
Yeah.
What's the
talked to
city's
his sister.
recommendation? What's the
City's
rec-
recommendation is next month.
Okay, I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez has made a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date of return to the board for consideration. A fine of up to $1,000 a day. Mrs. Himes was the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. Case number 12, CEB 0421-99, Doris Miles Estate. Hello.
How you doing?
You state your name for the record, please?
Stanley Miles.
I'm sorry?
Stanley Miles.
Stanley. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the City. My qualifications are on file. This case was a field-generated case, and site inspection was performed on 13 March 2020. It was cited for damaged roof and gutters. The property was also posted on September 17th, 2020. The compliance was due on 15 October 2020. Multiple re-inspections. The last re-inspection was performed on 3/16/2021. Recommendation is non-compliance. Next cutoff.
So nothing's been done?
Excuse me. No, ma'am.
Have you had contact, what's your name, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't get it.
What do you say? Nothing been done to that house?
No, the roof. That's all we're talking about here is the
I
roof.
understand what you're talking about. What he said, nothing been done to that house?
No, you it was my fault. And I said, I asked him if anything had been done, and I might have said to the house. I don't mean that. The only thing that we're considering is the damaged roof and the gutters. I
Okay,
didn't
what's the
say you
damage to the
didn't
roof?
do-
What's the damage to the roof? He's talking about the tile that's missing off the roof?
Is this the first time you're aware?
The first
that-
time I talked to him once before. I gave him a picture of the house when I went and talked to him. That was in 2020. I haven't heard from him since then.
Well, he probably, go ahead, you can answer that.
Well, as you can see by the pictures, the fascia is damaged, the actual roof shingles are damaged. You still have the board on the window over there. You haven't been cited for that. The fascia over the garage is also damaged. There's a gutter, that's been replaced. The new gutter's up there, but you put the note you had there, there's a gutter up there. The only gutter's not replaced is the one on the other side of the house.
Okay,
So
all
that
right,
also needs to be done.
okay.
So when
So,
I find the part that they have at the store, they didn't have it because it's the old gutter, the round gutter, not the square one. Then I'll get it and put it up there.
all right,
But from out there.
sir, we're only here today to see whether you have fixed your roof and your gutters.
Okay, but I'm saying, what is he saying? The roof. There was a couple of shingles missing. Well, I need to know what to repair. That's what I'm asking him.
Okay, so you will need to talk to him. He is saying you're not in compliance, so you will need to speak to him, and I'm sure he'll speak to you outside, or you can call him, he has a card, and he will come back, he will get in touch with you, but it's your responsibility to find out from him exactly what needs to be done, and you can either wait till, he doesn't have time now because he's got cases coming up, but if you want to wait, you can wait for him until he's finished his cases, and I'm sure he'd be willing to speak to you.
Madam Chair, I motion that we find it
Okay.
in the next cutoff.
All right, Ms. Himes has made a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date to be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. So get in touch with him and find out what you need to do. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, case 13, CEB 0421-100, Francis Green. What does LE mean? Does anyone know?
Probably life estate.
What's it mean?
Probably life estate. Yeah.
Life
estate.
Life estate.
All right.
What that means is that during
It's
her
just
life,
an
she owns
estate?
property.
What's what?
No, life estate means something that means that Frances Green is the owner of the property until she dies.
Oh,
And when
okay.
she dies, it'll go to somebody else.
Okay, all right. All right, sorry, I just didn't know what that meant. Go ahead, be sworn in.
State your name for the record, please.
Salon Trupo.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Salon Trupo.
Could you spell that?
SLOANETSHUPO.
State your name for the record.
Francina Green.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we're going to hear from the inspector, and then we'll give you a chance to talk, okay?
Good morning. This case was generated during a code walk. The site inspection was performed on March 13th, 2020. It's also the same date the notice of violation was issued for outside storage, landscaping, quite a few other violations. The notice was received on 18 March 2020, due on 15 April 2020. There's been multiple re-inspections, the last performed on April 2nd, 2021. The property is in non-compliance. However, this property is enrolled in the program with the city for demolition and rebuild. I've already spoken with the coordinator, Paula Long, and she has confirmed that this property is on the list.
And do you have any idea when that might be done?
She could not give me a time frame.
Is this the same program where they're, no, different program?
I believe a different program, yeah.
Okay. All right, so there's help that will be made available but hasn't yet?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
What would you like to tell us?
Well, I did. I'm her daughter.
Yeah?
We did remove the outside stuff, debris. I have been calling, talking with the enforcement. So, like he did stated, my son them leave bicycles and stuff on the side, or they'll come store stuff. So I did let them know not to leave anything. Like he said, if they put anything in the yard, it have to be in the backyard where it's not visible to the public. And I also got on them about parking by her door. So I'm trying to put something right there because they will park at where that white truck at.
Wait, all right, so your mother lives there?
Yes,
And who else lives there?
just her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah, so we try to apply to everything except what need to be done on the program.
okay, good. Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance. Are we doing the next cutoff date?
So moved.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Ms. Himes made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Hopefully, you'll get the help that you need to get this work done. Okay?
Thank you.
We'll hear from you next time, and you can tell us what's going on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, case 14, CV 0421-101. Christy Nyug, I don't know how you say that. Respondent present?
No.
No, okay.
Good morning again, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. This case was generated during the code walk. Site inspection was performed on 24 October 2020. Property was also posted on the same day, cited for unmaintained landscaping. Compliance was due on 10 November 2020. Last inspection was performed on April 2. The property is now currently in compliance. We would like an order of non-compliance and compliance.
So it's in compliance now.
It is currently in compliance, but we would like an order
You
of
want a
non-
will fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's in compliance with.
Oh, yes, okay. All right, the chair will entertain a motion to find respondent previously in non-compliance, but currently in compliance, and for any future violation be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $5,000 per occurrence in case be dismissed. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Himes, there a second?
Second.
second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Case number 15, CEV 0421-102, Jay Smith. Mr. Smith here?
That property is in compliance as of April 7,
Okay,
2021.
cool. All right. Case 16, CEV 0421-105, Timothy Cropper. No show. Okay. Morning, Mr. Yates.
Good morning. Inspector Kevin Yates with the city. My credentials are on file. The city would like to withdraw this case due to a process issue.
Okay.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
What, the process issue, I don't, that's too general.
No, it's exactly what it is. Proper notice was not given to the individual, so we're going to correct that issue. And as soon as it's corrected, we'll bring the case back.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's fine. All right. Well, case number 17, CEV 04-21-106, Mary O'Keefe. No, you're not Mary O'Keefe. Okay.
Good morning.
Hi.
I'm Jeff Coretto. I'm Mary O'Keefe's husband.
Your name's Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
Carretto.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from code and then we'll let you speak. Go ahead.
All right. This case was opened June 5th, 2020, and was a rule of 6. The notice of violation was issued the same day for peeling and faded paint, dilapidated fascia and soffit, dirt and grime. They were first notified on June 13th, 2020, and compliance was due by July 13th, 2020. My last inspection was March 24th, 2021. The first contact I had with the owner was on the 24th of March, 2021, where he says he wasn't aware of the issues and that he's going to start work immediately, but should be able to complete it rather quickly. I'd like to ask for a finding of noncompliance with compliance due at the next cutoff.
Okay. What would you like to tell us?
My wife and I, we wrote a letter stating we never got the notice.
Okay. Why is that? Who owns the house?
We both do.
But you don't live
we
there?
live in Fort Lauderdale. That's our second home.
Okay.
As I explained to Mr. Yates, that we never got the first, and we never got the second one. My neighbor had it.
Okay.
And I explained that to him, and when I was up in Daytona that week, I came back home, and he goes, here's this, and I'm going, oh, geez. I opened it up, and then I called
All right.
Mr. Yates several times.
So what address is listed on the property appraiser's website for this house?
I'm sorry? I'm not understanding the question.
Okay. I want to know what address you have listed, if you're the owner,
Yes,
that you have listed on the county website. Everybody has to list their address, and that's where,
it's 2619 Marathon Lane, but it was delivered to my next-door neighbor, and the first one I never got. The only one, I have the copy here.
I get it. All right, so it was delivered to where you, well, kind of.
Technically, yes, but no.
Okay. Okay.
The first one I never got, my wife never got,
Okay.
and I explained that to Mr. Yates, and I said, I will, if I would have known this, the only one we did get was in June from Mr. Yates saying that we were renting the house out without a license, which we have never rented out in 16 years,
Okay,
since we've owned the house.
All right, there seems to be some discrepancies in this case.
USPS confirmed the delivery of the certified mail to him on July 13th, 2020.
So he had to sign for that?
I did not actually receive back the green card, but I did receive the confirmation from UPS that it was delivered to that site. And as far as things go, that is the notice requirements that we're supposed to meet legally.
If I would have known, I would have taken care of everything, so.
I'm ready to make a motion.
Hang on one second.
Okay, yeah, well, I think there's some issues that we need to.
Yeah, for the notice of hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the notice of hearing, yeah.
I was not, I realize that,
But I think either way, which is why I'm ready to make a motion,
Oh.
is that either way, he's not in compliance.
that is true, so.
Right, so-
Right, so you're not in compliance, but, okay, I mean, and that's really all we're here to
That's fine.
decide. We're not trying the case.
No,
now.
I understand that.
Okay,
Second the motion.
all right.
There's a motion, I'd like to.
All
make
right,
a
so
motion.
Mr. Gonzalez has made a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, or,
Well, my motion is to accept the city's recommendation.
all right? Well, I have to put all that stuff has to go on the record. That's the only reason I do that. So
Let's
it's
do
all
it.
in the record.
Let's do it then.
Okay. What are, Captain Lee, what are we doing here?
I mean, if there's a dispute about the original notice, the bottom line is that he's received notice about the violation and the hearing at this point. He's here. He's, the property's still not in compliance, and he has
Right.
some time frame to address the issue now, so.
All right, so we have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez, and did we get a second from Mr. Harrington? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. So, if you get it done by next time, whenever you get it done, call Mr. Yates, have him come inspect, and then you won't have to come back again.
Okay, when is the date on that? That's what I'm trying to
The
get at.
date, it should be in compliance by 5/5. The date of the next meeting is 5/13,
Okay,
but, okay?
all right, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, case 18, CPB 0421-107. Mr. Spear?
Spihar, yes.
Spihar,
Yes.
okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
All right, this case was opened May 14, 2020, and was field generated. The notice of violation was issued the same day for overgrown landscaping, faded and peeling paint. The green card was signed on May 18, 2020, and compliance was due June 29, 2020. We've had no contact with the owner since May 29, 2020, when an extension was granted for 30 days. I've seen no real movement since then. I'd like to have a finding of noncompliance with compliance due at the next cutoff.
Okay, we're only here to determine whether you're in compliance or not in compliance. And we're giving you a month to come into compliance, unless there's some extenuating circumstance.
Okay, well,
What's the problem? It's been a while.
I know, I had illusions of me being able to go there with back there with a machete, but the job is too big for me. I
Do you
work.
live there?
Yes.
Okay,
I work nights. I get home at 4 in the morning.
okay,
So the only daylight I see is part of Sunday.
yeah.
But when I got that letter, it scared the out of me. So I was looking on the internet to find somebody to do the job for me.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out I found a guy driving from job to job. He's got a small Bobcat with basically a brush cutter that he puts on it. JMH Property Management, he does fire breaks around homes and things. I already talked to him. I got an estimate. It's about $1,800, and he hauls it away for me.
Okay.
Because if I took all that, I got 20 foot between my back property line and where it's that thick. So if
Okay.
I piled it up out front, it would fill that whole parkage
Yeah.
and then some. So I am gonna do it. I just gotta save some money to pay him,
Okay, well,
and then
all
it'll
right,
get ripped
so
out
you're
and
in
everything's done.
well, I mean, from the pictures, we can see that you're in
Oh, it's overgrown.
non-compliance. Okay. So Chair will entertain motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, which is 5/5, or be returned to the board for consideration for fine to $1,000 per day. Such a motion. Mr. Gonzalez, second. Mr. Robinson, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, get busy. What?
What's the cutoff date?
5/5, the next meeting is 5/13.
So I have to show?
If you're not in
don't-
compliance, it would be a good idea. If you come into compliance by then, there won't be a case. That's the best I can do for you. But
All right,
there has
well-
to be some movement.
Madam Chair, if I can say, if you stay in contact with your inspector, and he'll let you know if you're in compliance, and if you're not in compliance, you will need to return. But just stay in contact with your inspector, that's the most important thing.
Right.
Okay.
That's Mr. Yates.
Well, I gotta
Okay.
get the money up for it.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Got a few days left so I can come again.
Okay.
Time off.
Case number 19, CEB 0421-113, David Roy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sta-
I'm
Go
here-
ahead.
I'm here on behalf of David Roy. I'm his property manager.
You're what?
Here on behalf of David Roy, I'm his property manager.
Property manager. And what is your name?
Janessa Whalen.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
This case was opened July 8th, 2020, and was field generated. The notice of violation was sent the same day for unmaintained landscaping. They were first noticed July 13th, 2020, and compliance was due by August 17th, 2020. The most recent inspection was completed March 2nd and was still found in non-compliance. We've had no contact with the owner and no substantial progress. I'd like to ask for a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Okay, Ms. Whalen, we can see that it's not in compliance. What is the, so
It
this is
actually-
this is rental property?
Yeah, it actually is in compliance, and I have emailed Yates 3 times.
You've
and-
emailed Mr. Yates?
And I have called permits and licensing and called Yates at least 8 times within the past, I want to say, since March 2nd, since we got this, because this has been handled since last year. We can't get a hold of anybody since Karen quit or whatnot. I can't get a hold of anybody.
I can't understand, who's Karen?
Karen used to be in charge of permit and licensing. She used to handle.
I don't think it has any.
She's a rental technician. She was a rental technician.
I'm just saying, ever since she doesn't work here anymore, I can't get a hold of anybody to reschedule.
I'm sure
Okay.
you can get a hold of Mr. Yates
I've
right now.
tried. Well,
Right
I would-
now would be a good time.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
When he's done testifying in these cases, you can talk to him outside.
I can't hang around much longer.
I'm really sorry that all right, we can see from this picture that
Yeah.
you're not in compliance and you are not, I don't see that.
It is though right now. It's just
Well,
it
I
hasn't
can't
been
see that,
re-inspected.
and you haven't called Mr. Yates to
I
try.
actually emailed him pictures as well.
I don't have any record of that.
Did you bring
So-
did you bring a copy of any of those emails?
I have one.
Okay.
And it really, who lives there?
Tenant Mary.
But David Roy does not live there?
No.
Okay.
He's up in Michigan.
Can you show
Where-
the
He's
copy?
in Michigan, and
Yeah.
you're taking care of the property
Yes.
for him? Okay.
Can I just confirm Yates's phone number?
It's Mr. Yates. and
Mr.
yes,
Yates, so
He
sorry.
will give you a card.
Okay.
You don't need to,
Just because I've been calling and calling and I don't understand why.
okay, we heard
Anytime-
you. We heard
anytime-
that part of the conversation.
Anytime that you or anyone cannot reach an inspector, you can always call 386-271-CODE. There's a person that answers that line and will be able to respond. If they don't answer, you can leave a message. It means they're on the other line.
Any other comments from the board?
Now I'm ready for a motion.
Second one,
Okay.
I'll make a motion. We
Yates
accept
Kevin
the city's
at
recommendation.
Okay,
Second.
Tuesday
all right.
and 25th of March. And I've called permits and licensing multiple times.
So the-
Number
the-
All right, we're just waiting, but I don't think it's going to change the outcome.
I think the request was whether she had a copy of the, email, and
I-
apparently she doesn't have a copy, maybe on her phone, but that's something she can submit and leave with you for
Right.
evidence.
Right,
So-
now, the only thing you need to do is between now and the next cutoff date is get in touch with Mr. Yates, who's right here, 30 feet from you or 20 feet from you, and ask him to come out and re-inspect the property.
Yep, I've been doing that for a month, but,
You'll have to do it one more time.
okay. I just hope I can get a hold of him, is all.
He's right here.
I'm aware of that. I'm aware that he's right here, but I've been calling and calling and calling and emailing.
Stop, just stop.
Okay.
It doesn't help. All right, we have a motion to find respondent in non-compliance and respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 5/5, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Mr. Robinson made the motion, Mr. Gonzalez the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. That's it, so there he is.
Okay.
Will you give her your card?
Yeah, I have one more case, and I'll be out there, and I'll speak.
He has one more case. You can wait for him for a minute. It probably would be a good idea. All right, now we're going to move on to our old cases. Case number 20, CEB 11-20-203. Respondent present. Okay. All right. So he's not here. We're here today to impose a fine. What can you tell us, Mr. Yates?
The city would like to extend to the next cutoff due to a processing issue.
Okay.
A new owner's came in, and his name just needs to get added.
Right, okay.
Do we have that information now as far as new owner, or do we?
Yeah, yes.
And we have the,
So is Beregi the new owner?
have we been able to verify that it's been, do you have a I'm sorry, if I may.
Go ahead.
Madam-
Go right
Madam
ahead.
Chair. Do you have a copy of the deed, the whatever conveyance, showing that it's been
Yes.
recorded
To a Michael Lewis.
and it's recorded?
So the new owner is Michael Lewis?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Anthony Jackson, attorney for the city. Yes, we do have a copy of a warranty deed that was recorded on February 8th, 2021. And the property was granted to Michael Lewis, L-E-W-I-S.
Okay, all right.
Then we need to just continue the case and put in the new owner.
Right, all we have to do is add the new owner and amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow the respondent until 5 to come into compliance and be returned to a meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion?
I move.
Motion, Mr. Ruby, second.
A second.
Second, Mr. Robinson, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 21, CEB 0221-16, Edward Zona. This is Mr. Reckenzon, here you are. Good morning.
Cliff Reckenzone, my credentials are on file with the city.
Now, let me just make a note that Mr. Gonzalez is leaving, but we still have a quorum, so we'll continue. Go ahead.
Since the last hearing date, on March 25th, I made contact with the property owner.
Oh.
We walked around the property. They've been able to pull the permits for the repairing of the windows and worked on the tenant issues that we were having. The city is requesting a 1-month extension to come into compliance,
Okay.
to finalize that permit.
So did the tenant is out, is that right? It was like a squatter, right?
The eviction was filed with the county, and they're working through the process.
Okay. Oh, is the person still there?
I'm not sure as of today.
Isn't tenants,
Weren't
Man-
police
manage-
involved in this?
Yeah, Manager Sykes visited the property like we had stated we were going to do, evaluated the situation. We had a conversation with the property owner. I'm going to let him speak to it, but
Okay.
the bottom line is we are on a path moving in a direction.
Okay, in a good
But
direction.
it's, they had some things that they needed to do. It was
Yeah.
really it was not like originally proposed where it was an unlawful detainer or anything like that.
Okay. All right, well, we're here to, to amend. Okay, Chair will entertain motion to amend previous order non-compliance, allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 a day.
I thought he asked for a month.
To next hearing.
No, okay. Is there such a motion? Mr. Harrington made the motion, is there a second? Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye. Like sign opposed. All right, case number 22, CEB 022123. Cheryl Minnick, good morning.
State your name for the record, please.
Cheryl Wilson-Minnick.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Klieg.
Yes, ma'am. Since the last month's hearing, I've had minimal contact. I left she gave me 2 messages, phone messages, and I met her downstairs. The progress is slow. The work that's been done is this one pillar was actually done with stucco. I was out there yesterday, and the yard was cut recently, but still a couple other items to go. The city's recommending a $100 a day fine, capped to $10,000.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get back to see the pool?
No, ma'am, I was there numerous times. She didn't answer, but she left me a message, or told me downstairs that she's having a problem with the people cleaning pools, that it might be delayed for a couple more weeks or a week. I think she wanted to testify.
Yeah, okay, go
Yes,
ahead,
please.
Ms. Minnick.
Okay, since this, I've had a contract to get the garage door done. It's in backlog because we were in a global pandemic last year. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I've paid $400 for the garage door. I had the soffit and fascia, had the column rebuilt, reinforced, rebuilt, stucco put on the column. Also had $300 worth of work done in the yard. The only thing is, I'm waiting right now for the pool. They got delayed, they backlogged, and they will be out Monday. We're talking about 4 days, guys.
Who's coming out Monday?
Blue Water,
Blue Water, okay.
Is the pool secure?
Brock.
Yeah.
Is the pool secure?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's the only thing, and we shouldn't have to see my lovely face again. So, and y'all's lovely face.
Right, you know what's going on here now. The city's asked for $100 a day because I think it sounds like it's not quite going as fast as we need it to, but as they need it to.
I'm making progress. I've got 3 things done. We have the pool to do. That's it. And we're talking about 4 days, guys. Please don't charge
Well, that
me.
will do the pool. What else needs to be done? The pool and the garage?
The garage and the soffit area.
But I have
Soffit area.
I have a
You can show the other
contract.
picture, you'll see it right there. And
But we don't have to have soffit. And the last time I looked, you have to have fascia, but you don't have to have soffit. Last time I looked in city codes.
as far as I'm concerned, no matter what, it's damaged.
It's
It has to be
damaged. Your
repaired.
fascia is damaged.
Okay, I can take it down. There's just that one place right in front of the garage right there.
Okay, but you've
The other
known,
picture.
you've known these things for over a year. So there's,
I understand that, but it has been a global pandemic. I'm in bankruptcy. I'm paying 70% of my income out for
okay.
Chapter 13.
Yeah.
I told you it'd be about 3
Yeah,
months,
I
and
know.
it's right
I
at 3 months,
remember that
guys.
from last time. Now, do we have, I'll just make a note that Mr. Gonzalez is back. Any questions from the board? What would we like to do in this case? Anyone want to make a motion?
Please don't charge me. It's just going to make a situation worse. And I don't see how that's going to be positive at all. And I told you 4 days, and they're supposed to be out there. You can call them.
I don't need to do that.
I mean, I've got everything else pretty much underway. I'm just waiting for the garage door to be in so they can put it in.
All right, Mrs. Himes has made a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. Is there a second? All right, that motion fails. Would someone else like to make another motion?
I'll make the motion we just changed the amount to $50 a day.
Mr. Robinson has made a motion to amend, another motion to impose a fine of $50 per day, up to $10,000. Is there a second? Ms. Himes is the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. $50 a day.
May I say something? I don't understand how this is helping people that need help. Why are you charging people that, I mean, instead of going out and saying, okay, you're working, I'm getting stuff done. We have been in a global pandemic. A lot of people were out
If
of
you
work.
get the work done, you can come back for a lien review.
I can do what? I'm sorry.
If all the work is completed and you have been fined and you complete the work and it's been inspected and you're found to be in compliance, you may file for a lien review, at which time we will take a look at what the fine that was imposed and determine whether we reduce it or leave it alone.
Okay, so just something else to do. Okay. All right.
Well,
I work full-time. I'm a single person. I'm trying to get all this taken care of the best I can, guys. And this is just adding more and more and more onto my load. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it's not 100. 50 is kind of out there too. You know, this is costing me about $2,000. It's work that needs to be done. I understand that. But, you know, we have been in a global pandemic, partial work. I'm in bankruptcy. Consideration is definitely needed.
we've had a vote.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, we're done?
Yeah, we're done.
Great.
We've had a vote. Case number 23, CB 07-19-148, Andrea Anderson. Okay, no show. All right, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Good morning, Michael Fitzgerald, City of Daytona Beach Code Enforcement Inspector. My credentials are on file with the city. Since the last hearing, I've had no contact. I did call and left a message for an update. I've had no contact, and I'm asking for a fine of $25 per day to a cap of $10,000.
Just for the board's recollection, this is one of the properties that was involved in Rebuild Florida that we have been unable to get any further status updates on. And although we are convinced they are part of that program, we're kind of at a point where we're asking for a small fine to kind of get people motivated.
Did she come before?
She came every single time.
She came every...
She's the little short black lady, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The what?
Little short black lady.
And nothing's happened?
No, there's no permit. I've checked the permits, I've checked everything, including the house.
Now she's not getting in touch with you, or she's not returning your calls?
Yeah, this is the first time.
I'll make a motion, we accept the city's recommendation.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to impose a fine of $20 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. And that was Mr. Robinson, and a second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
25? Okay. All in favor, so I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case 24, CEB 11-20223. Mr. Chancery and Penelope Bennett. They were here last time, not this time? Okay.
Since the last hearing, I have been in contact with the owner, and the survey company called and delayed his survey 3 to 4 weeks, and we're asking to amend to the next cutoff.
Okay. All right, the chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion? Second. Who made the motion? Ms. Roby made the motion, second Mrs. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 25, CEB 022115, LaVersha Anthony. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you state your name for the record, please?
I'm Kimberly Anthony. Property was owned by my mother, LaBercia Anthony, who's deceased.
Raise your
So
right
you're
hand.
the daughter.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, good morning.
morning again.
Inspector Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. As it pertains to 1649 Cedar Highland Boulevard, since last month hearing, I conducted a reinspection on April the 1st, 2021. The result of my reinspection was noncompliance. I've had several contacts with the property owner. At this time, she's looking to seek legal aid, and my request is to amend to the next cutoff. Before we hear from her, I want some assistance from Captain Lee, and we can further elaborate on what we're trying to do with this case.
Okay. Captain?
I'm sorry. I was distracted for a minute. They're dealing with something else. This is a case where we had a discussion as staff, and we believe that there's a possibility that we might be able to connect them possibly with another resource that might be able to assist with the probate issue. And we just asked for another month to try to work through that process before we move to the point of having to request a
But
fine.
there is a probate issue.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I assume that's what's preventing her from getting the permit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the work is, in this case, for the roof has already been done, and she felt as though getting that work done was more important to make sure
Okay.
the house stayed in some kind of maintained order.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we accept the city's recommendation.
All right.
I believe there was a comment from the city attorney.
Didn't have it, that's okay.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, who made the motion?
He made the motion, I second.
Mr. Robinson made motion and Ms. Himes seconded to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent to come until 5/5 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, good to see everybody
Thank
working
you.
together. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Case 26, CEB 022132, Alina Rampersad. No show. Again.
Sir.
Okay? Any contact?
All right. As it pertains to 119 Azalea, since the last month hearing, I conducted a reinspection on April 1st, 2021. The result of my reinspection was noncompliance. I've had several contacts with the property owner. At this point, everything has been done. All the work has been done. We're just waiting on it to be finalized.
Oh, okay.
So I request amend to next cutoff. Should be done any day now.
So all the electric's done and
Yep.
that permits are all done and all
All
that?
done. As you can
Okay.
see, the new hood suppression.
Yeah, good.
Put up. Yep.
All
I
right.
move that we accept the city's recommendation.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez made a motion to amend previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 27, CEB 022159, Sandra Thomas and other Thomases. Okay, are they here? No, okay.
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. Qualification on file. Since the last month's hearing, there's been no contact with the property owner. There's been very little progress. My last inspection was performed on April 2nd, and recommendation would be $100 a day to be capped at 10,000.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
$100 a day?
Yes,
No contact?
not since the last hearing, no.
They weren't even here last time, were they?
No.
No.
Okay. 100 up to 10K?
Yes.
Is this, who lives there?
Currently, nobody actually lives there. It's a family property.
Okay. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue compliance as achiever reaches a maximum of $10,000.
I already moved
I'm
that,
sorry.
yeah.
Mr. Gonzalez and a second, Mr. Robinson, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, case 28 CEB 022160, Kenneth and Emma Southall. Not here.
Since the last hearing, I've spoken with the owner on property on 30 March. There's been little to no progress on the property. In fact, there's actually been some regression. The recommendation would be $100 per day to be capped at 10,000.
Okay. Great.
I move we accept the city's recommendation.
Second.
Okay, the chair will entertain a motion to, oh, no. Chair will accept the motion from Mr. Robinson to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue till compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $1,000, seconded by Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 29, CEB 03-21-85, Mark Wood and Megan Danner. Good morning.
Can you state your name for the record, please? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from Mr. Stenson first.
Since the last hearing, there's been no contact with this property owner. There has been no progress on this property. The city is recommending a $200 per day fine to be capped at 10,000.
Do you live there, sir?
I do not.
Who lives there?
No one.
So it's vacant.
Correct.
Have you done anything since you got notified?
I have not. I'm here to make sure that we can get the process going. I'm have 2 steps before I can apply for a building permit and get that property built up properly.
Well, there's some things here that probably could be done without permits, it looks like. Unmaintained landscaping, outside storage, junk vehicle. And you've known about this for a while. Looks kind of like you're ignoring it.
I certainly understand how it appears that way. I wanted to come in and let the board know my intentions with the property. There are circumstances. I mean, we could get really specific, but basically, to save time, I'm here to let you know that I'm
Well, that's good.
working on it.
All right, any comments from the board?
I'll make a motion, we accept the city's recommendation.
All right, Mr. Robinson has made a motion to impose a fine of $200 a day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
I understand.
Get done, the less the fine will be.
Okay, how can I figure out what the fine might be?
The fine is $200 a day till it comes into compliance.
Okay, so once
When it comes into compliance, you certainly need to get in touch with Mr. Stenson so he can come out and put the house into compliance. And at which time you are entitled to a lien review of the fine. Doesn't mean we're going to do anything, but you're entitled to have us review it.
I see. Okay, is there somebody that I could discuss this with
Like-
outside of the proceedings?
For what, you can discuss it with Mr. Stenson.
Fantastic. I haven't met Mr. Stinson yet. I met Officer Cligg.
Okay.
But I'd be happy to talk with you.
Okay.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Mr. Harrington's left though.
All right, Mr. Harrington has left. We still have a quorum. We'll continue. Case number 30, CEB, these are Daniel Garcia. CEB 1020191, Dorothy Mayhew. Good morning.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Garcia.
Inspector Garcia. Just 1 second.
Okay. No one lives there, right?
Pardon me?
Does anyone live there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Inspector Garcia, credentials are on file. Since the last hearing, I have had recent contact with the owner, just a few days ago, Miss Mayhew. She had given me a copy of the email from Rebuild Florida stating the status of, that she is in the program. So with this, I'd like to submit this and also amend to the next cutoff.
Okay. Well, that's, okay, we're moving forward on this a little bit, huh?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was just going to add to that. This is a little bit different. You'll see from the email. They're actually advising at what stage of the program that she's in. We're going to take the next month to go ahead and just verify this, contact this individual, and confirm this, as well as maybe follow up on those other cases we have.
Okay.
But I think this is we're showing some progress here.
Good. Yeah, because these are, they keep accepting houses and then they don't move.
Follow through.
Right, and they don't move on them, and it kind of puts us in a bad position, but this is one that looks like it's moving along.
Thank you.
Probably because you're pushing them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the chair will entertain a motion to, anybody have questions? 30.
I'll just make the motion.
Okay.
We accept the city's
All right.
recommendation.
There's been a motion by Mr. Robinson to amend previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, good luck, and we'll see what's going on next month.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Obviously, she's in the, we'll see what happens next month, and, if they're really working on it, but it'll be fine. We'll just keep moving along. I hate to come back here all the time when you're trying to get the work done, so.
I
Once they start
understand.
the actual work, that would probably be a good thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I keep pushing. I'm the
I know.
train that
All
could.
right, good, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, case 31, CEB 1120236, Lon Vu.
Since the last hearing, I have been in contact with the owner, Mr. Vu. He has hired Samsula Waste Incorporated to demo the unit. Permit applied for March 25th, approved on April 1st, and issued on April 5th. The landscaping continues to be maintained, and the property remains on the Trespass Arrest Site program. We are now amending for the demo to be completed. And this is a recent picture I just took. As you can see, it's pretty much almost done. Yeah.
So, motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance or be returned to subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000. Mr. Robinson made the motion, second?
Second.
Was that Ms. Himes? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Well, that's good. Okay, case number 32, CEB 0620123, Richard Hayden and Mark McQueen. Anybody here? Are you Mr. McQueen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Raise your right hand.
Mark D. McQueen.
Do you Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
So help me God, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, what can you tell us?
Since the last hearing, I have had contact with Mr. McQueen. Work is still being done. Progress is slow, but still moving forward. The owner stated that he was going to provide documentation on receiving funds and having a contractor to continue the work. He stated that he would drop off the paperwork at my office, but had not done so. So we're requesting that the fine be imposed of $100 a day, capped at $15,000, unless the documentation of the contractor and the funds have been displayed.
No one lives there. Is this,
No, ma'am. There has been progress since those photos.
okay, I have
Yeah.
a procedural question here.
Okay.
There have been people that have come here that haven't lived on the property, but it's been up to $10,000. What is the difference between that and this one?
The last,
What?
did
Not
you want to?
you. Do we know?
What we do and what our guidance is, I think Attorney Jackson can chime in here if need be, but the last owner of record, if it was owner occupied at that time and then
Okay.
became vacant as of the result of a death or something like that,
Okay.
we still revert back to what the last occupancy
Okay.
was.
That-
And that's kind of how we try to do
That
this.
clears it up. Thank you. Okay. All right. So I have some questions.
Mhm.
Did you pay the taxes?
Yes, ma'am.
The taxes have been paid.
Yes, 2018, 2019 have been paid, yes.
Okay.
2020
And what
is-
about the PACE fund? Is that what's in?
I guess because of the pandemic and all the coronavirus stuff, I've had trouble communicating with them, trouble with them getting back to me.
Okay. So what is in this?
May
fund?
I
Bring that
approach
up, please, or she'll come get it. Thank you.
I've currently joined a membership of a private membership organization, and they are taking over the supervision of the construction of the property.
Now, let me just read this. Henceforth, so it says that to whom it may concern, henceforth, the property at 115 Congress is now under the supervision of the Independent Coalition of Homeowners Association for repairs and construction of the home.
Oh, did I give you both
Property.
copies of it?
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry, I just meant to give you
That's all right. We'll give that back to you.
my record.
The Independent Coalition of Homeowners is a community faith-based association. I have nothing from them. This is from you.
Pardon me?
Is there anything from them?
Yes, I am them.
I'm going to pass this
This
around.
has been in the works for about 8 months to create this private membership organization.
Do you have a license and insurance you could show us for that?
There's no licensing or insurance required for a PMA, sir.
For a what?
Private membership
to do
association.
construction work, they don't
It's
need
an
a license?
association of people that come together and form an organization, like a homeowners association.
The
Similar,
homeowners
but different.
association have to get a permit issued and a licensed contractor to do.
I
the
have
work.
permits.
Do you have a license to do the work? Are you a licensed roofer?
Under the
Licensed-
PMA, you're not required to have a license, sir.
Is that correct?
I don't, I think you guys are having two conversations. I think you're asking would he still be required to have a permit for the work and a licensed, and be a licensed contractor. I mean, he's still got to have permit for the work. He has a permit. He's working through it. This is about the timeliness in which we're working through it. I think he's answering you saying there's no requirement to start this association, that the association has licensing. And we're having two totally different conversations I don't really think apply to what's going on here right now.
All right.
That's the best way I can summarize it. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm not satisfied with that.
Okay. All right. Mr. Robinson.
We're only here because there was no permit issued, is that correct?
Yes, there is.
Says no renovation permit.
Yes, there is a permit issue.
Where is it?
The permit has been applied for and issued. The issue is that it hasn't been finalized yet, and it's still gonna be the time span on when it will be finalized.
It's under construction. I've had my first inspection. It's,
Okay, so
Mr.
really then,
Garcia,
if that's the
Has the permit been
case.
issued or not?
All right,
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez, go ahead, then I'll say something.
Well, my observation is, this has been going on since December of 2019. And here we are in,
2021.
right. So, to me, at this point, it's neither here nor there. Whether there's an organization, whether there isn't, is there backing, because we should have heard of this a long time ago.
All right. And now here's what I'm thinking, since it says here, there's there is no renovation permit, there is a renovation permit. I
Right.
think he's paid the taxes, the back taxes, so he says, although we don't have a receipt for that. This whole money issue and oversight by this organization, I don't think has anything to do with the case, really.
Just-
Is that, do we
just-
all, do we?
We're here, has a permit been issued?
Mhm. What does our attorney say about that?
I think that we should just do like we handle other cases.
To do what?
Handle it the way we handle our other cases.
Table until we get
Yeah.
authenticated, the permit?
Right.
Okay, I think the question here was, if he has the permit and it's been applied for and it's been issued, does that bring the case into compliance? Is that where you were going with that
Yes,
question?
that's what I want to
Right.
know.
No.
That is not the
No, it
case
doesn't.
procedurally. Their case for no permitted work does not come into compliance until the permit itself is finalized. Obviously, it can't finalize if he doesn't complete the work, and that's why we're here before you, is about the timeliness of
Right.
him getting the work done. The issue here, just to remind the board of some of the background, because this has been a long case and it's come up over a long period of time, is that this individual had a right of ownership as his neighbor passed.
Right.
And he had to go through a portion of time where he worked through the probate process and worked through the process of getting the property into his name so that he would be able to pull the proper permits to be able to do or correct the work that had been done. Once he got that part worked out, he did a lot more work than was necessary to correct what we needed him to correct. And that's where he's working through the renovation of the home to be able to make it sure it can be occupied and used appropriately. I think.
Yeah, if I understand right, and just, if you can help me along with this really, at this point, became an issue of funding and finance from the respondent's position. And so, and that's what he was bringing forward, I think, with this new plan of funding assistance, this group plan. That's the best understanding I'm getting. He can clarify that more. And apparently, as the Captain Lee expressed, that there was this period of transition from a prior owner who has since deceased, and he took ownership of the property. Is that correct?
Yes, I mean, generally speaking, that's all correct. And just to add, staff's opinion in this case is that although the owner now is on a path to probably reaching an end, that the path he's on, we've discussed this with him, is a path that is much further down the road to a completion date than we believe is reasonable. And we've been very patient. You can see that this case has gone on since 2019, and we can't continue to kind of move this thing along at a snail's pace.
Okay.
And so I have a question.
Go ahead.
To follow up on that. So the issue initially was no renovation permit. The permit has been issued, is that correct?
That's correct.
So would that bring them into compliance?
It doesn't bring them into compliance until.
Procedurally, they're not in compliance until the permit is finalized.
Correct.
And this is an older case, which is why you don't see additional violations on there. Typically, newer cases would have no permit plus the work or undone work that was in violation.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Mr.
question back to my original question.
once the permit's issued, does the work have to be done by a licensed contractor?
That would be a question more appropriate for permits and licensing. There are scenarios where the owner can pull the permit, and I think, the owner could probably answer this question. How did he pull the permit? Did you do it through a contractor or did you do it yourself?
I went down to the permitting office and applied for the permits.
So he qualified for an owner-occupied permit.
Submitted all the proper documents, paperwork, drawings.
It's a serious question to me, because we've got people in here, trying to work with contractors, and they can't get them, and we're telling them they have to have a licensed contract.
Yeah.
All I'm asking, he's a homeowner, fine, he's got the permit. Does the person doing the work have to have a license to put on a roof or do electrical work or that? Or can the homeowner do it under this ruling?
Yeah.
What is the permit for?
Generally speaking, a homeowner can do work on their own property as long as they meet the permitting requirements and then pass the permitting inspections, if it's an owner-occupied home.
But it's not.
Properties that are commercial or properties that aren't in your name, then that's where permits and licensing would say you need to go get a contractor to pull this permit. Again, these are general statements. I'm trying to provide you what I know about what I know about the process.
Mr. McQueen?
Yeah, but don't confuse specific skills such as electrical or plumbing, those types of things. Those individuals would still need to be licensed individuals.
That's what I'm asking.
But the owner would be contracting in the same way that a contractor would.
Right.
But as an owner, not as a contractor.
And my point is that permits and licensing keeps that part in check. So as they go through the inspection process of a renovation, if they realized work had been done that needed to be done by a licensed contractor, they would then engage that issue and have it addressed. If they needed our support for enforcement, then we would step in at their request.
But you've added a step in here. We've created this organization, which he claims to have turned the property over to. So he's no longer the homeowner.
I didn't hear in there that he turned the property over. It turned over the supervision of the work to that entity, and that entity he's presented his set of facts to you, and they're for you to evaluate and make a decision based on what you've heard.
I have Mr. McQueen, how much longer do you expect this to last?
Well, see, that's been the whole issue all along, is financing. It seems like that's all the board here is concerned with, is financing.
No, we're concerned
And
with when
the
the work is
time
going to
period,
be
the
complete.
time period for someone in my position and many people that come to this board under these code violations are on fixed incomes. They don't make enough money to qualify for loans. And therefore, I've created this private membership association, which has been in the works for 8 months now, which now allows me to apply for federal, state, and local grants.
So
And
now we have to wait till you get those grants in order to finish your
I
house?
have grant writers working on those as we speak. And I would pray and hope to God that I have this done by the end of June.
I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead,
June-
Ms. Roby.
June,
All right, is
July,
everybody-
I'm
board
hoping.
satisfied? They've heard enough? Okay. Ms. Roby?
I'd like to make a motion to take the city's recommendation of the fine and then give Mr. McQueen the opportunity to apply for a lien review when it's finished.
It comes automatically.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Roby has made a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion
Ma'am,
carries.
I'd like to say one more thing.
Well, the case is over, but. you
Yes, it
may-
is, but I would like all correspondences to go through the Independent Coalition of Homeowners now, because
you-
they are supervising the work of this.
That's fine. What you need to do then is change your address on where you want to receive notification.
The address is listed on,
He wants a name
I
change.
believe it is.
Yeah,
Is it
you want a
listed?
name change?
Pardon me?
The city's going to file, the city is going to send notice in accordance with the state statute. We're going to follow the law, and the law sets where we send notice to. If you want a notice to go to a different location, a different name, and you've transferred the property over to that person, then you can update that with the property appraiser's office.
And I don't understand why the estate is still listed on these correspondences. They have nothing to do with this anymore.
They were the previously cited owner.
I am
and
the
they don't get
full and
removed from the case
owner.
when
They
new
have
owners
nothing
get
to do
added.
with this
Okay,
anymore.
the case has been heard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay, thanks, Danny. All right, case number 33, CEB 0420-81, Sassuan Rosnium. Oh, hello. Oh, it's you
State
again.
your name for the record.
610 South Bridgewood.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, where are we, Mr. Garcia?
Okay, since the last hearing, I have not had any recent contact from the owner, but I have had received emails from the city planner, Hannah Ward, and she has stated that they are very close in being completed with the plan for final approval. Comments were sent to the applicant, and they are now ready for submit a 5 signed and sealed sets of site plans for final approval.
Okay, what's your recommendation? Okay, thanks. Okay.
Recommendation is to amend to the next cutoff.
Okay, everything's acceptable, it's all moving up the ladder here.
Okay.
Next month? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until May 5th to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
Can I say
Who made
something?
the motion? All right, Mr.
May-
Robinson made the motion, times the second, all in favor, say.
May I say one sentence?
I don't know why you need to speak. This just keeps going on, and we're working on the advice of code, we're working on
Since-
this with you, so there's really
since-
no reason, unless you had
since-
something that's going, I don't know what you want to say.
I work with my contractors. There are 2 of them that are working with because
That's
they
fine.
know that I
That's
am.
fine.
But
Okay.
they got stuck with the ground, the grading, because they are busy right now. And they said months
Well,
to
what-
give me the quote of
Well,
the
okay,
start
well,
job
we'll
to
deal with
grade.
that next month if there's no forward progress.
Okay, thank you, Your
I-
Honor.
Well, with
Thank
the city's intention is, just so everybody knows, the city's intention is, once we have an established site plan that's approved, we'll have a better idea of a timeline and we can give an amended.
Okay, because this is
date.
silly to hear this case every month, and
Right.
every month it's, oh, we've got to do this.
Yeah, right now, the intention.
I'm about done with
Right,
this.
right. And the intention here is just to keep the ball moving in the right direction. Once we've gotten to that
Yes,
point.
but I don't know
we
why
can-
we give so much consideration to one person to keep the ball moving for years. Month after month after month. And keeping the ball moving only seems, to me, what's happened is it gets moved this much. And then there's another problem that comes up and we go backwards. Now,
it's the thing,
now
it's the city.
Stop, I'm talking now, the contractors can't get there because of the pandemic, of course, which sometimes I certainly have to believe that because we see how that happens all the time. But I want this case needs to be moved along one way or the other to me.
City staff is on the same side with you.
Okay. All right, see you next month. All right, case 34, CEB 022170, Mary Bennett Gordon.
That's in compliance,
Was in
isn't it?
compliance.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's in compliance. Case 35, CEB 022171, Daniel and Altemis Collins. Okay, we have no show there either. Okay, no show last time. Gonna tell us.
Since the last hearing, I have had no contact with the owner, but a building permit has been applied for and actually issued to repair the roof. The permit was issued on March 16, 2021, and they're also taking care of the unpainted issues, so they're making progress. Staff recommends to amend to the next cutoff, hoping that. have
Any
that-
discussion from the board? Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until May 5th to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine up to $1,000 per day. So move, Mr. Robinson, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 36, CEB 022172, Leonard Richford.
Since the last hearing, I have had contact with the owner's daughter. She stated that she has started removing the outside storage and in front of the rear yard, which I have witnessed. And also, she's planning on painting the exterior and repairing or replacing the fence, the damaged fence. So with that, I'm asking to amend to the next cutoff.
What has she done since she was first notified?
She has removed the damaged fence, all portions of the damaged fence.
Okay,
She's also removed the outside storage.
okay.
That's not it.
That's it?
No, he said that, there are no
None of us
pictures
see
up
that,
yet.
so you can go.
Oh, she's removed the outside storage,
Okay,
and she had this large piano in the front that she couldn't remove, but she removed that. And that's not the picture.
that's not it either?
No, that's not the property.
Okay. All right, so outside storage is taken care of, parking on the grass,
That's taken care of.
trash,
Trash and debris is taken care of.
debris, dilapidated fence is what she's working on?
She's removed that. She's trying to decide whether she's going to get a permit and replace it, or just
Or just
remove,
take
or
it
just
down.
remove the whole thing. She's already
Okay.
removed the broken part.
Junk vehicle, dirt and grime,
That's what she's going to be painting. She hasn't done that. She's pressure cleaned, but they haven't painted.
okay?
And I thought she was gonna be here. She was the one that came late at the last hearing.
Okay. Mold, mild, that's all part of that.
The pressure cleaning, correct?
Okay. Soffits.
Soffits have not been, soffits is not, it's done.
Okay. But you're convinced that enough progress is being made that she needs another month to do
Right.
it? Okay.
She does.
Any questions from the board?
I'll make a motion, we accept the city's recommendation.
Okay, Mr. Robinson has made a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until May 5th to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, case 37, still Mr. Garcia, right? Barbara Jean Fudge, Estate. Wasn't here last time. This is case 37, CEB 032189.
This is the property that I thought I was just speaking on. That's probably why the pictures weren't there. The 147 Michigan, it was in compliance. I thought we mentioned that.
No.
What?
Okay, all right, so, all right. All right, so we're going to just need two new motions. Actually, if it's in compliance, we need to rescind our motion,
Yes.
case 36, right? That's all we need to do. Do we need to make a motion to rescind, or we just rescind?
Oh, yeah,
You need a motion.
yeah,
Okay,
to rescind it, yeah.
okay, Mr. Gonzalez?
You gotta walk it back.
Motion to rescind
Is that the
in
last?
case
that-
36.
36,
Yeah,
No, we need to go ahead and, we made a decision. We need to make a motion to reconsider that.
right.
The motion to reconsider.
okay, first we need a motion to reconsider case 36.
I make
What?
a
You
motion.
know, they took an action that was not necessary because
Right.
it actually was in compliance.
Okay.
So it's actually something,
This is a nullity.
yeah, it's a nullity.
No way. No, it's fine.
So
she was,
what?
she was gonna just go and rescind the motion, but because the motion that they did enter was a fine.
Right.
And so now they need to eliminate that fine, so they need to take some action,
Well, we
but,
just did the amend for next cutoff on
but
that
it was
one.
something where no action was needed.
Right,
Yeah.
we
Oh, did
did,
y'all
we
do a
amended
cutoff?
till
Yeah.
next cutoff.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
There was no
So-
fine on that one.
So all we're doing is rescinding a motion?
Right, that's it.
And finding them in compliance.
And the compliance date is
And
April
find,
6th.
and find it in compliance.
Yes, just move,
What's
make
the
date on
make
that,
that motion.
So who wants to make
April
that
6th.
motion?
What, two separate
2020.
motions or?
Right, it's
We
two
can do it in
separate
one,
motions.
can't we?
Yeah. you can do
Because
it.
you gotta rescind the first. So I make a motion that we reconsider and amend the, decision that we made previously on case number 36.
And,
So cause we need to withdraw that motion.
Let's vote on it.
no,
Place
we
in the
don't.
new
We don't
motion.
need to make this too complicated. This is getting over the top. All we need to do is rescind the motion.
Okay, so
You don't
I make a
need to
motion that we rescind
Vote on a
the past motion.
motion.
Now
We
just-
what?
Just amend it to the next cutoff.
All we
No
did was
comment.
amend to the next cutoff. So all we need to do
Rescinding it.
is rescind that because the house is in compliance. We were told the house was in compliance. So we don't need to do anything else. We don't find it in compliance, they found it in compliance. So we wouldn't have even seen this case.
Right.
But we have to,
So-
sign out this, on the agenda, we need to take some formal
Uh,
action.
So the formal action is we rescind our motion, the vote and the motion that we took.
And that's the motion that I made.
Right.
Okay, so Mr. Gonzalez made a motion to rescind our, in case number 36 CEB 022172, rescind the motion and the vote. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Now, case 37, the motion is going to be, okay, we're going to rehear, I guess we're going to rehear this case. Or we already heard it, so we don't have to rehear it.
The daughter is doing the work.
All right,
All right, so this one,
I need some clarification.
all right, Mr. Garcia presented all that evidence, but it was for CEB 032189. So all we need to do is have a motion on case 37 to amend the previous order of compliance. Because we didn't hear that case. Well, we heard it, but it wasn't listed as that. So,
I still need I have a question of
ahead.
clarification. Okay, case number 36, before we move on, what I understood is that out of all these issues, some of these issues were dealt with, but there still was some outstanding.
No.
No,
That-
it came into compliance
in-
with Danny
it
on
came
April
into
6th.
compliance,
Okay.
okay? Case 36 is in compliance.
And Madam Chair, if I just ask if, Mr. Garcia can just announce that, compliance with some clarity.
Good.
As to case number 36.
Right.
For case number 36, CEB 022172, 147 Michigan Avenue. The property's in compliance April 6, 2021.
That's what I need.
All of the
Okay, there
violations
you
have been
go.
corrected.
All right, so
For
we're
case-
taking care of that. Now, case 37, we've heard Mr. Garcia's testimony. And his recommendation is that we amend to.
Amend to the next cutoff.
Amend to the next cutoff. Because there's
So moved.
progress being made, but it's not done yet. I mean, we remember all of
That's
that.
correct.
Okay,
And I'll make my motion again.
okay.
And I'll second it.
Good, all right. Mr. Robinson has made a motion to amend the previous order of compliance will not respond until 5/5 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Mr. Gonzalez seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like, sign opposed, motion carries. Case 38 is in compliance. Case 39, CEB 02, and this is Sarah. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Case number 39, CEB 022137. Mr. Virafan Ratanavong. Oh, okay, you can say it for me.
Ratanavong.
You raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from Ms. Kirk, and then we'll give you a chance to speak. Okay? Ms. Kirk.
Thank you. Since the last hearing, I have had contact with the property owner. He sent an invoice But there was some bad news. The window company was only able to come in with a partial order for the windows. He can certainly explain more to that. The staff is recommending to amend to the May cutoff date to give him more time to complete.
Okay, so some of the material, there's a material issue, right?
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, that seems pretty straightforward to me. Can't get it done if they don't have the materials,
Have
but,
you put the address numbers on?
Yes, he has put the address numbers, and the permit has been issued for the windows in the front door.
does anybody have any questions? When do they expect this to come in?
The week of April 30th
Okay.
is when they expect it to come in, and they say typically the turnaround time for the scheduled install is typically within a week or two.
Okay.
I do request from the board if we can have the compliance for the next cutoff, the June cutoff, since it's coming up on the May cutoff.
How does-
Honestly, when you're dealing with windows and it's a supply issue, I don't think we're opposed to that since we know that the permit's in place. He's corrected the other issues.
Okay,
If you guys want to extend it out a little further, that's fine with us.
well, what does the board feel about that?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion.
Thank you, board.
The cutoff is 6/2.
Thank you.
Okay, motion to amend the previous order of non-compliance and allow respondent until 6/2 to come into compliance and be returned to subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 a day. Mr. Robinson made the motion. Second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Hopefully, we won't see you again.
No, hopefully not.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Okay. Case 40, CEB 022130, Chucky Edwards. No show, okay?
Okay, since the last hearing, demolition has begun on the property. However, it's not final yet. I went there yesterday and inspected, and it was underway, as you can see right there. So the staff is requesting to amend to the next cutoff for compliance.
Okay, any questions from the board? Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to amend previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
I'll make it.
Mr. Robinson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 41 is in compliance. Case 42, CEB 022142, Sheila Gordon. I think Mr. Gordon's here. Good morning.
State your name for the record, please.
Sheila Gordon.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Kirk.
Thank you. Since the last hearing, I was able to go over the paperwork from Rebuild Florida.
Good.
And I also spoke with Rebuild Florida yesterday.
Okay.
Rebuild Florida told me that Ms. Gordon has been granted award status. There is nothing more needed from Ms. Gordon at this time. She is waiting for the closing department to contact her. Once the closing department contacts her, once the contractor is assigned for the property. I also found out that 60 days after the contractor is assigned, the contractor then starts work. She stated that there's no timetable she can provide. However, they are no longer accepting new applicants. They are doing this so they can move forward with
Good.
the cases they already have.
That's a good thing.
So she also stated that 3 months from now that there would be a close estimation of when work would be started. So staff is requesting to amend to the July cutoff date.
Okay. That sounds like you're making as much progress as they're letting you make, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what was the July cutoff date?
6:30.
6:30.
6:30, okay. And any discussion from the board? All right. The chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 6:30 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second. Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, so you won't have to come back till the end of June.
Okay.
And hopefully they'll have started some work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Okay. All right, case 43, CEB 022144, Keith Thomas. We're here for a progress report and to set a compliance date, but Mr. Thomas is not here.
He was here. He left. There was he had a medical issue and had to leave. I spoke with him downstairs.
Okay, so you've spoken to him.
Yes, he was here. Mr. Thomas is also on the city's repair program, which has been paused
Oh,
temporarily.
is that the letter that we got? The thing that you gave the, no, that's a different case. Okay.
Lien review.
Similar.
Oh, yeah, that's a lien review. Okay. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So the program is paused. I've verified with Ms. Tolliver that Mr. Thomas has been on the waiting list, is on the waiting list, and was signed up for the waiting list on March 6th of 2020. The staff is requesting to amend to the July cutoff,
Okay,
6:30.
yeah. Any discussion? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until 6:30 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So,
Motion, Mrs. Hines, second.
I'll
Second, Mr. Robinson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. So there's really no progress other than,
A little bit. He had a junk vehicle. It was removed.
okay, okay.
Little stuff like
Okay,
that. But
all right. Okay. Case 44, CEB 022175. Okay, a Zoom.
Zoom.
Okay. All right, are we connected? Hello? Good morning. Are you Tanisha? Your audio's not on, we can't hear you.
Take the mute button off.
What?
Take the mute button off.
Well, she knows how to do it, I bet. Can you fix that on your end? Can you hear me? You can hear me.
Take the mute button off.
What is that red thing?
Oh,
Huh?
we can't hear you. ma'am.
We can't hear you, we can't hear the case, and we can't hear you. You can hear us, but,
She has a headphone without a mic.
she what?
It appears she has possibly a headphone without a mic.
Yeah. Okay, you have to unmute your cell phone, though I'm being told that. Far be it from me to give advice about what to do with computers and stuff.
Why don't you let him walk her through it?
take your phone and tell her.
Could I recommend that maybe we skip this case and go on to the next, let staff work with her to see if she can get the
Okay,
audio
we're
fixed?
gonna skip your case for right now until we can hear you, okay? And staff will try and help work you through this. Okay? Thank you. All right, let's go on to case 45, CEB 022177, Gerald Thomas. He was here last time, but I don't know whether he's here this time. Okay.
Since the last hearing, I have had contact with Mr. Thomas. He's almost complete with the fence. There's still some issues, minor, I feel he can get fixed. So I'd
Okay.
like to amend to the next cutoff date.
All right, Chair, I'll entertain a motion to impose no, we're not. We'll entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
Second.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 46, CEB 032180, Albert Burton. Now is that another Zoom call? 46?
I think you're recalling in the last meeting he was.
Yeah, the last meeting, he was, okay, that's why I asked, because the last one, he was on the phone. Okay. Well, he's just not here this time. Okay.
Okay, since the last hearing, the property was sold. So I'm requesting to add the new owner to give 30 days for a compliance, so amend to the next cutoff to allow new owner to remedy the violations and add the new
Do
owner.
we have to add a new owner? Anything from the board? Any comments? All right. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000. Motion, Ms. Roby, second. Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, where are we now? Case 47, CEB 03-21-88, Jolly Lindo. Is that person still the owner?
He actually bought the property,
That he's the new owner?
he is, December 18th of 2020 was when I discovered that there was a new owner.
Okay, well, he's not here, so where are we with this?
Since the last hearing, there has been a lot of progress. There's still no permit on file for the roof as of yet, though. Staff is recommending to give one more month to amend to the next cutoff for compliance.
He just bought this in November? What has he
Uh,
done?
He has painted the property, he repaired the wall, exterior wall. The outside storage is cleared. He's also done work with the rotted wood, repaired that, painted it.
So there's been progress.
Yeah, they're working on the jealousy window, the slats. I haven't gone back inside the property yet, so those interior,
This is a rental property?
kind of a strange story. I've only been in the back unit, and it was a rental, but the owner was saying that they were squatters. It was a back and forth, so they were removed with help of the assistance with the PD, from the PD. They were
So no one's
removed.
back there now?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay, does Mr. Lindo live in this property?
No, he does not. According to the property appraiser, he does not live there.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody lives there.
Okay, well, okay, that's what I guess that was my question.
At
Does
this
anyone
point.
live there? Okay.
I haven't actually spoken to Mr. Lindo. I've only spoken to the previous owner. He's met me on site to show me the violations that they've corrected, him and Mr. Lindo.
So does Mr. Lizzo have knowledge that he needs a permit for the roof, do you know, or?
When I discovered that the property was under a new owner, I posted the property immediately to give Jolly Lindo proper notice. So, yes, he's under proper notice that of the violations exist.
So he's known about this since December.
All right, but he's done a lot of stuff, evidently. All they really need is like the roof permit and the roof done, right?
What about, you haven't been inside?
Right.
The front, no, and there is a rental case that I did open. I'm not sure the status of that. And again, I'm not sure if it's even occupied.
And you have electrical issues inside?
Yes, there were in the rear, part of the building that I did inspect.
Well, I don't know. Do we want to give him another month or?
And you've not been in contact with him since?
But nobody's living in there, so.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that the tenants, how I got this case, it was a tenant complaint from the rear building. And then the owner at that time, Mr. Butts, who I'm still in contact with, stated that they were squatters, and Officer Lamp was involved with removing the occupants back there. But there has been a lot of progress. With that being said, that's why I was thinking.
But we don't know who's done it, do we? I mean, do we have the transfer, do we have all the records that the property was sold and all that? Is that? This is kind of just raising questions.
The only thing I can add to it is that we routinely, the supervisory staff listens to when you ask about tenants. We make notes to follow up for rental cases.
Right.
The rental aspect is not before you today. It's not in front of you today.
Right.
The ownership issue, we can verify for you real quick. We
Okay.
typically would not have it on the agenda listed as him if we hadn't already verified that. So.
All right, but although on here, I mean, exposed electrical wiring and fixtures and inoperable appliances, all that stuff is on here from the inside of the house.
Right, maybe
That was
I'm
for the
misunderstanding what the,
vacuum, though, right?
what's the question? I'm sorry, maybe I'm misunderstanding it. You're right, they are.
Okay.
They are things that are both, can be both covered from a code enforcement aspect
Right.
or from a
Yeah,
rental
correct.
aspect.
Okay.
Yes.
But my question is Mr. Lindo really the new owner? Has all that been verified?
According to the property appraiser, he is. I have a copy of it right here attached to the case.
Because I don't understand why he wouldn't be,
Contacting me?
Yeah.
I also didn't
I mean, I
understand that as
question
well.
that.
But the
And
previous
really,
owner is.
talking to the old owner, how does he know what's going on at this point? We can't, all right, so, any other, I don't know,
Somebody's been inside, you've got interior surfaces.
Well, there was a tenant violation that got her there in the beginning.
with the old owner.
Right.
Well, the violations go with the property, not the.
Right, well, that's what I mean, but what I'm saying is the new owner supposedly has done work,
Supposedly.
but he's not speaking to Ms. Kirk. It's the old owner that's speaking to Ms. Kirk, so I'm just, there's little red flags going off in my head with this property.
If I
I
could
just
say,
have,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think ultimately, Madam Chair, the goal said it comes into compliance.
Yeah,
And-
right,
And so whether
yeah.
it's the old guy or the new guy, I don't know
Right,
what
okay, as long
agreement
as
they may
it
have
comes into
had.
compliance. So, but we're giving them more time because they've done stuff, right?
But there's stuff that hasn't been checked inside.
Right.
I think the inspector's acknowledging that she doesn't have all the
Right,
answers.
right.
Right.
But the ones that,
Correct.
the chair inquired on, she had some answers
Right.
that says this work being done.
Can-
And, it seems to be going forward.
Okay.
And, you know, again, as I said, possibly the old owner's doing it, maybe they had some agreement when they
Right,
made the sale.
right.
But.
I
in
think
fact-
that's correct. They do know each other. I know
Okay,
that they're
Okay,
Can we get?
acquainted, more
can
than
we get
acquainted.
a-
He might be a representative for
Okay.
Mr.
Get
Lindo.
an answer this way. On what I have here, can we go down the list and tell me what's been done?
Sure,
There is no permit for the new roof.
that's correct. Yes, no permit.
Okay. Are the broken windows been permitted and fixed?
No.
No. What about the
Well,
street?
one has, it was broken glass in the front. The jalousie windows, the slats, since I last met on the property, they were working on ordering those, getting replacements for them. That's on the rear of the house.
Insect screens?
Yes,
Okay. Fascia and trim?
yes,
Rotted wood?
yes.
Defective interior surfaces, we don't know.
I don't know exactly.
all the rest are
All
inside.
the rest, we don't know.
Okay, well, so
All
there's
right.
some work been done.
I would just like to ask Mr. Kirk, what gives you the confidence that we're gonna see progress in another month if you haven't been able to?
I received a phone call. I met with Mr. Butts on site, and then after that visit, he's called me actually, I think twice, to ask questions, if he needed a permit for this, different questions that would lead to him bringing the property into compliance.
That's the old owner or the new owner?
That's the old one.
That's the old owner. I believe him to be a representative of Jolly Lindo. That is to be my understanding. He's the
Okay.
previous owner, he sold it, but I
like-
believe they're friends.
And if I can just say, I'm not sure why it's not showing on the agenda. Generally, when we add a new owner, we still have the
Right.
old owner
Listed.
listed, because the old owner has, if the case initiated with the old owner, that the old owner has obligations and
Right.
possible consequences as well. So his involvement is not necessarily unusual.
Okay.
It's just interesting that, I don't know if we intentionally don't have him listed or if that's just an error.
Okay, well, the fact remains that nobody's been here for these cases. You know, we haven't laid eyes on either one of them.
I'd just like to
so-
say, on this particular case, we got nothing to lose. We have given people.
Absolutely.
There's someone here that we've been talking to for 2 years.
Right,
So what are we gonna lose, another 30 days?
right.
And then,
And plus, some work has been done.
and then maybe we can get these other things straightened out.
Okay.
by then.
So is that a motion?
That's a long
All right,
motion.
Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance law respondent till May 5th to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Himes, second. Second, Mr. Harrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, well, I guess we're still not there with that other case, so we're going to hear the lien reviews. We may have to reschedule that case.
That was case number what?
44.
44, okay. So lien review number 1, CEB 11-20-201, 750 Orange Avenue. Now, is this the one that I got the?
No.
Oh, not that one either. That was, that's lien too. Okay. Forget that. All right, this is, good morning.
State your name for the record, please. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from the code department first.
Would ask if we could hear from the requester, since it is his request on the basis for.
Okay, we can do that. All right, what's your request, sir?
I'm
Why are
ask-
you requesting it?
I'm asking because I was in compliance, and I'm asking for the lowest possible reduction, please.
Okay. Wasn't this a case before? An MB, rehearing of a case?
Yeah, but it was demolished, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Demolished.
I think it was a miscellaneous case in February. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, this, not in February. This was a case that he had to.
MB1.
Well, if it's on the agenda, we have to take some action.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just asking the question.
My question,
Okay, this case was requested to be reheard. Mr. Richardson
And we
felt he
decided to
didn't,
rehear it?
wasn't made aware of when the next hearing
Okay.
date was, I believe is what the issue was.
So did we rehear it then?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
As a lien review?
It
Is
was
that
a
what you're
mis-
asking?
It was a
Or did we hear the
miscellaneous-
cold case?
It was a miscellaneous business.
I thought it was a lien review, wasn't it? No?
No lien
No,
review.
it wasn't a lien review. It
miscellaneous
was just a
business.
rehearing of the case.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, got it. All right, now we're having a lien review.
Correct.
Okay. And what's your reason for requesting the lien review?
Ma'am, I submitted the paperwork the day after, so I was waiting
The
on.
very next day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I was waiting on permits and licenses to
Okay.
give me my permit.
And that was the holdup? Didn't have, the paperwork wasn't,
Yes, ma'am. I was
Right.
waiting on them to
Okay.
return the permit.
okay.
What was the date of the original complaint?
Okay, this was a complaint-driven case I received December 31st of 2019.
2019.
I opened the case January 15th of 2019. Let's see,
And the
initially, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The permit was requested when?
Well, initially, Mr. Richardson was going to renovate this property, and he had permits, and then there was a stop work order issued, and he stopped work on it. And then he did an exploratory demolition permit. He put a lot of effort into it, explored all different options, and then decided the best decision would have been to demolish the property. So the date that he was supposed to come into compliance by, he wasn't, so a fine was imposed. The very next day, he applied for the permit for the demolition. He applied for the permit on, and had the permit finalized within 31 days. So it was a quick process once the demolition permit was applied for.
Okay.
So what's your guidance for us?
Well, with consideration, the staff is recommending reducing the lien to $1,000.
And I motion that we accept the city's recommendation.
Okay.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Gonzalez and a second from Mr. Harrington to reduce the amount of the lien to $1,000, subject to being paid within 30 days, or the fine will revert to the original amount.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay,
Where do I pay it at?
You'll see Ms. Kirk, she can tell you what to do.
Okay, thank you.
Let's get a vote.
There was no vote. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we gotta vote.
All right, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Nay. All right. Aha.
I'll send you an invoice, and you can use that invoice to
The
pay
vote
down.
passes
downstairs.
5-1.
Oh.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. I'm sorry about that. Okay.
Excuse me. Will you send it to my address? You'll send it to my address? I'm asking where would it be sent to?
Wherever we've been communicating.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's move on to lien review number 2, since the other case still isn't ready. Or is it? Oh, no, this is
Season
a
number
Zoom.
2.
Okay, we're on another Zoom. Okay. Good morning. You want to swear him in?
Good morning.
Wait a second, we'll get you sworn in.
State your name for the record, please.
Nayan Dave.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony about to provide the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, why is it, sir, that you're requesting a lien review?
I'm requesting a lien review because I'm a first responder. I work in the hospital, and I work in the hospital testing this COVID. I work in the microbiology department in the laboratory. And when this happened, I was so much bogged down into work, and it was so difficult for me to even ask a 1 day off from my work because, we were overwhelmed by the work, and, it was nowhere to run,
Right.
So that was one of the reasons. But besides then, I have done every possible thing. I applied for I hired the guy to do the demolition. He did not do his job. I have, enclosed the documents. I hired a couple of guys to do the job. They kind of took my money and ran away. And basically, since I was not there and I could not, stay there longer, all this thing happened. So I'm kind of begging you that, please reduce my fine because I'm a healthcare worker and, I have been working really hard for the people. And, some consideration needs to be given to me, for my, work,
Okay.
in the way,
Well, thank you for your work. We appreciate that. I appreciate that. What I am looking for an answer to why you're not demolishing it.
No, because what happened that, when
I understand that the people that you hired didn't do it, but why?
Right. After that, my property went under the contract. I suddenly got a phone call from one of the real estate agent, and they said that, in whatever condition it is, we are willing to accept it, and we are going to take over the responsibility of any city problem. And right from then, it was given to them as is. So I could not do anything because if I demolish it, they will say that I want the structure back, because we have signed a contract. So that was the reason why I got stuck after that.
So are you in compliance? Well, I'm going to ask.
Yes, I'm in compliance, yeah.
How did you come into compliance? What was it that?
Because the people who signed a contract with me, they had accepted the responsibility of fixing my property. So they went ahead and, got the property fixed.
Okay. Mr. Jones, what would you like to tell us about this?
Yeah,
case?
Mark
What's the
Jones,
position?
with Neighborhood Services. My credentials are on file. This case opened back in May of 2020 for an abandoned structure, and you can see some of the photos of the condition it was in. The property was found in non-compliance in September of 2020, and we did do an amended order in November of 2020, giving him till January 6th to come into compliance. During that time, I had numerous contacts with the owner. At one time, he was planning on remodeling it, even adding a second story. Then he told me he was working with a demo contractor. And then on November 14th, 2021, he was fined $200 a day. A few days after that, well, by the 1st of February, I talked to his potential buyer. She notified me.
That's this year you're talking
Yes,
about.
this year. On February 1st, I received a call from the potential buyer. She was making all the repairs necessary so that she could bring the building into compliance. And the building did go into compliance on February 8th.
Okay.
My understanding from the information provided by the property owner is she did not purchase the property, and it's now on the market listed for sale.
Okay. Which doesn't affect anything. If
Nope.
it's in compliance, it's
Yeah.
in compliance, correct?
Correct.
So,
I would ask before y'all move forward that you get a chance to see the photos,
okay, yeah,
if those could be displayed.
okay.
Were there multiple photos?
Yeah, this was a condition of the building.
Okay. Yeah, that's what, okay.
It has now been completely painted. All the rotten wood was repaired by the potential buyer. The electrical issues were taken care of.
Okay.
So the property was brought into compliance. I'm not sure why the potential buyer did not proceed with
Well,
the
that's
purchase.
kind-
but
doesn't- that
It is in
really-
compliance,
Yeah,
yes.
it's in compliance, that's what we care about, right? All right, so what's everybody's feeling? This man evidently has worked very hard during COVID and probably did not have a lot of time to deal, but so I would be willing to make some reduction based on that, not based on anything else. We consider him a first responder. I don't know, that's up to you, that's just my opinion.
I guess my concern is within about 3 weeks, the potential buyer was able to correct all the deficiencies that were
Okay.
with the building and brought it into compliance.
Okay.
Staff is not recommending any reduction in fine.
So okay, no reduction. All right, what's everybody else's feeling?
Well, I agree with city's recommendation, no reduction. I mean, it took a potential buyer to bring it.
That's true, he didn't do the
He
renovations
didn't do it,
himself.
the potential buyer did it.
And the potential buyer paid for those? That doesn't matter either.
No.
It's not my business.
That's a motion.
Yeah,
I second it.
All right, we have a motion on the floor at this time to deny a reduction in the amount of the lien. The motion was made by Ms. Roby and seconded by Ms. Himes. So we can have more discussion now, but that's the motion on the floor, and then we'll take a vote. Anybody else want to add
So
anything?
the affirmative vote would be to deny.
Yes, the
Yeah,
affirmative, you
leave-
would vote
leave-
yes to
leave the
deny, that is
lien
correct.
As is.
But, or, to
Leave
leave it
the
as
lien
is,
as
right.
is.
That would be an affirmative vote. Does anybody have anything to,
The $5,000, that was accumulated just for the time the property was not in compliance, right?
Correct. From when you issued a fine back on November 14th until it came into compliance on February 8th.
And you said, Mr. Jones, that the potential buyer finished in 3 weeks.
Yes, after she contacted me and told me that she was a potential buyer, asked for a list of what the violations were, and within 3 weeks, we had compliance.
And this was on a major thoroughfare.
Yes, this is on I Drive just before, it's East
Speedway.
International Drive, just,
Right.
yeah, it's on Speedway, it's on Speedway right before Atlantic Avenue. It's in that block just prior to A1A.
It's next to Subway, correct?
It's a little bit further east of the subway, but on the same side as the subway. It's in the next block going east. And you can see what it looked like from the original photograph. It was quite an eyesore for the,
How long had it been like that?
Years.
I don't.
I'm
kn-
asking.
Yeah, I don't know how long it was.
It was cited, May of 2020.
It was only cited in May of 2020.
Yeah. Or at least it was, he was noticed.
Right,
I don't know the
noticed.
exact date that we spotted it, but he was given, he responded to the notice or was noticed, legally noticed.
Okay.
And
Yeah, the property was posted on.
Yeah.
We did not get a response when we did our certified mail. for
And
the
how
property.
long have you owned that property, sir?
I owned it for almost about 5 years. And I have so many times I approached for, some kind of permit so that, I can do inside, outside, everything per code and, rent it to someone or do something myself. But I have been denied permit over and over again. I'm not understanding that, any closed establishment looks better or the open establishment looks better. I have been
That
begging
would be
for
between
permit.
you and the permit department. If the permit department said no, then they would have given you a reason. They don't just say no and.
Yeah, but there were business running before. Also, another thing I want to mention to you that, we had a change of address and we were not getting your mail. I have also emailed you the copy of the letter which was going to my old address, and there is no any kind of any kind of edit on the letter by the post office or anywhere that, it will come to my, I have given a picture of that, So I'm not lying to you. I was not getting, I did not get the information of
Okay.
all this stuff till September or October. No.
All right, okay. I think everybody's got a pretty clear enough picture, is that right, of what's going on here? We have a motion and a second on the floor. An affirmative vote means to deny the reduction. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. I'm sorry, sir, we're not denying the, we are denying the reduction in the lien.
That's a very sad thing. Anyway, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let's move on to the third lien review.
That's you got the paperwork on that.
What?
That's the one we have the paperwork on.
No, that was this one.
That was this one, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That was this one. That was
All right, lien review 3, CEB 11-20-234, 1640 Cedar Highlands. The respondent's not even here?
No, he said he was.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
How y'all doing?
Good. You Mr. Gaines?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Can you state your name for the record?
Lindbergh Victor Gaines Jr.
Okay, why are you asking for a reduction of the lien, sir?
Yes, because my mother passed. It was her house, and I wasn't here. I just came back in town.
Where
And,
were you?
I was in Georgia.
Okay. And she lived in that house?
No, that's just her second house.
Who lived in that house?
My nephew.
Okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I didn't-
And when I found out what was going on, I didn't know about a basketball goal. All I knew about was the roof, because they sent the letter to my mom's house about the roof and the shed and the fence. And I had all that, I brought all that was in compliance. And then I called him and asked him what was going on, because they
Mr.
still was.
Stenson.
Yeah, they still was, I didn't know, Mr. Stenson.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know what was going on, and then he told me about that basketball goal right there. And I immediately went and took it myself and put it in the yard, because that's what he said I was being fined for the basketball goal.
okay, so, okay.
That goal is not permanent. That was
No.
not in the ground.
No, it's mobile.
But it's gone now.
It's gone. It
Right,
is gone.
Okay. And so from the time the lien was imposed
Yes, ma'am.
at $200 a day, which was January 14th, when you found that out, then you fixed that, it was February 1st.
Yes, when I
And
found
it was
out.
in compliance.
Yes,
Okay.
I called him and asked him why was I still not in compliance, and he told me it wasn't because of the house, because I put a new roof on there, I put new fencing, a new fence, I painted the house, and did a new shed, and I didn't know nothing about the basketball goal, and he told me it was a basketball goal. I went right out there and took it away right then.
Right, so okay, so your mother owned that house and she passed away,
Yes, ma'am.
and now you own that house.
Not yet, but
Well, okay.
I'm going to be the owner.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And if
All
I
right,
could ask
Mr.
the-
Stenson, what can you tell
Oh,
us?
okay, I'm sorry, he hadn't spoken yet.
Right,
Never mind.
right.
This started as a complaint-driven case. It actually started with the basketball hoop. After a site inspection, we also found outside storage and damaged fencing.
Okay.
The notice violation was sent 15 October 2019. At that point, there was no owner contact. The notice was actually received on 1 November 2019. The notice of hearing was posted on the property at 30 October 2020. The owner didn't appear.
October?
Yes, 30 October.
Okay.
There was no appearance by the owner during any of the hearings, and the contact came after, as
The owner was
as you
deceased.
said.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say, when did your mom pass?
She passed in February, I think it was February of 2020.
And legally, we would be then charging the estate since he doesn't have legal possession of this house?
It's an interim action against the land.
At what?
It's an interim action against the property.
Against the
But
property?
the estate would be, right? the
Right,
estate would
so
be-
that's what okay. Yeah, I know it's against the property, but.
And if I could just get one thing clarified, I think Mr. Stinson said, Mr. Stinson said, October of 2020, I thought, of the first notification. Is it the 2020 or is it 2019?
The certified notice for the notice of violation was received on 1 November 2019. The notice of hearing was posted on property on 30 October 2020.
Okay.
So there was a,
Yeah, about a year there.
But the city's recommendation is a reduction to $500.
reduction to 500?
Yes.
Easy enough.
Okay.
And that's because of compliance within the 18 days?
Yes.
Yeah,
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
I second.
all right. Mr. Gonzalez has made a motion to reduce the amount of lien to $500, subject to being paid within 30 days, or the fine will revert to the original amount. And the second was Mrs. Himes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. So we've reduced it to $500, and
Yes,
you'll
ma'am.
see the court secretary to figure out how to pay that.
Yeah, I'll pay it right away.
Okay, good, thank you.
Do I need to-
All right, is the other case ready? We're ready. Okay, we're gonna try that. What case was this?
44.
44? That was easier?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, she's here, not on Zoom?
Yeah.
Ah, she's zoomed in.
Okay. So, okay, we'll swear you in and then we'll hear the case.
Okay.
Thank
You too, thank you. All right, this is case 44, CB 022175. Just wait to be sworn in. He was on Zoom. I'd do the same thing.
Sir, state your name for the record.
I'm Tashonda Bush.
Shonda, raise your right hand. Do you
Okay.
swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Since the last hearing, there has been a lot of progress on the property. Ms. Bush has a contractor now, and he has started work. I spoke with the contractor, and he feels 1 more month would be enough time for him to remedy the remaining violations. Staff is requesting to amend to the next cutoff.
So moved.
I'll second.
You have anything to add? We're giving you another month.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's
All
been
right.
rough.
It's a good
So who
thing
made
she's-
the motion? Mr. Harrington made a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 5/5 to come into compliance or return to a subsequent meeting for consideration for up to $1,000 a day. And who made the second?
I think.
Second, Mr. Robinson. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like side opposed, motion carries.
Thanks for zooming in.
Thank you. Have a good
Oh,
day.
my goodness, you too.
We beginning people here, Felicia?
I think, meeting adjourned.
All righty.